Good morning. Julia here from ITM Events. I want to take a minute and just talk to you about the importance of hiring an event planner for the peace of mind of your vendors and suppliers. So I love, after an event, hearing back from the vendors and suppliers, and the message is always the exact same. They love when they get to work on an event that has a planner. So your suppliers and vendors would be people like the venue that you're having your event at, the florist that you've hired to create the centerpieces, the AV team, the rental company if they're bringing in all kinds of cool furniture or whatever. Anyway, so all of those people that you're going to hire in order to create this amazing event that you have planned, those are suppliers and vendors. And all of those people love working with someone like us because it allows them to focus on what they do best and exactly what you hired them for. So let me give you an example. So I was talking with a colleague the other day who is a florist. And if we hired her to create the centerpieces for your gala, details to her like the size of the tables that she's going to be decorating. They could be a 60-inch or a 72-inch. Doesn't sound like a big deal. Seats 8, seats 10, whatever. What difference does it make? Just make me a centerpiece. Not to her. To her, that detail matters a lot because there's a lot less room on a table, on a 60-inch table, than there is on a 72-inch table. So what she's going to tell you that needs to be designed to make your gala look as impressive and stunning as you imagined, a detail like the size of the table matters to her. So that centerpiece is either going to be small and quaint and cute and not take up a lot of room on the table because she knows that there's going to be plates and cutlery and dishes and glasses and women's purses and cameras and all this stuff all over the table. So her centerpiece needs to be small. If we're dealing with a 72-inch round table, much larger, a lot more room, but also, most importantly to her, a huge space in the middle of the table. She needs to know that she needs to create a centerpiece that is going to fill that space for you. The other thing that matters to her, because she's a creative, she wants to know that the color of the linens is going to be correct and that the size of the linens is going to be correct. And you know what? To you and me, in all of the details of planning an event, a gala, a conference, whatever, table linens may not seem like a big deal. To us, it is a big deal. But to the florist, it is a really big deal. And it's a big deal because they're a creative and they're creating something that's supposed to be gorgeous and stunning and catch your eye. And if all the pieces surrounding that are not perfect, that's a reflection of her work. My job as a planner is to work directly with your suppliers and vendors and to find out what they need, and we give it to them. So working with this supplier in particular, a florist who's creating the centerpieces for your gala, I would go to her and say, okay, what do you need from me? What do you need to know? She's going to want to know things like the design concept, the color scheme we're using, is there a theme for the event, like we talked about, the table sizes, the linen colors, all of those details matter to her, and my job is to get her all of those details. What I love that we do, that our suppliers love, and we get notes from them all the time after an event, is we give them a personalized itinerary. So we create a massive itinerary. So for example, it could be 20 pages long. Every single detail of your event is laid out in this itinerary. All of your suppliers and vendors are in there. All of our notes are there so that we know who's going where and who needs to be doing what at what time, and down to the minute. What I love about the system that we use is that we're actually able to extract specific information for each vendor. So this florist, she would get an itinerary that is specific to her. It has exactly what she needs in there. So all of the details that her and I discussed in the meeting would all be in that itinerary. Everything that she told me about load-in times, if she needed us to provide anything, if she needed an extra room to work out of to finish up the centerpieces before she arrived, what time she needs to be there to unload or to clean up. All of those details will be in there for phone numbers of who she needs to call when she arrives at the venue. We make sure that all of your vendors have every single detail they need in order to do what they do. Because their job is not to be chasing you for details, not to be calling the hotel trying to find out if they can load in at the regular loading dock. Do they have to go to a separate door for whatever reason? You want your florist to focus on what you hired her to do. You want your AV team to focus on what it is that they do best. You want them focused on making sure that their AV system is running impeccably for you so that your speakers have nothing to worry about. You can't have them worrying about whether everything is actually running on time. On site, that's our job. Our job is to advise the AV team that, you know what, we're a little bit behind schedule, so we're going to move this presentation back 10 minutes. Okay, they can't know those things. They can't know what's going on in 4 different rooms when they're sitting in one room focused on one particular speaker doing their thing. Our job is to manage all of those moving pieces and manage all of those vendors. So, not only do you need a planner for your peace of mind, but your vendors need a planner for their peace of mind. They want to work as a team. We all work together as a team, and the end result is complete success. There is no other option because that's just what's going to happen. All right, have a great day. Talk to your vendors. If they want a planner, you know they do. Talk to them. Get yourself a planner. Let's do this. Have a fantastic week.